Equity markets pausing for breath over the past week or so. This looks now a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I mean, if we take the year as a whole, obviously we're nearly halfway through. The FTSE is still up 5% in the year to date, despite the recent hiccups. But of course, we were getting to the stage where investors were quite simply enjoying the rush of adrenaline from what appeared to be endless stimulus. Whereas over the last week or so, they're starting to consider just how painful a withdrawal might be. Markets, as you know, tend to overshoot in either direction, and I think one of the things we've tended to forget over the last few days is the Fed has said from the beginning that number one, it won't be tapering or withdrawing QE quickly, and number two, it won't even be considering that until such time as the US economy is strong enough to stand on its own 2 feet.
But maybe there's more to this than just the Fed story. I don't know. You tell me. How long is it going to take us to drop another 5% and then be in the red, if you like, for this year?
Well, we've still got this relative game, haven't we? If you're looking at sort of government bonds or even cash, you're getting a negative rate of return once you factor in inflation. So equities do remain the destination of choice because, of course, whilst you're waiting for any potential capital growth, FTSE 100, for example, on average yielding 3.5% in terms of dividends. So that's a better return than you're getting in a lot of other places. That being said, we are also aware that there is quite a wall of cash which has missed out on the rally of the last 18 months or so, and one would suspect that any sharper correction than the one we've seen so far might start tempting those buyers in.
What do you make of the RBS story and Hester going and the backseat driving from the government and the uncertainty over the role of the new guy and who that's going to be? I mean, it all adds up to shakiness in the market, doesn't it?
Well, yes. I mean, all things considered, Hester did an extremely good job at RBS, given what he had to work with. And of course, this particular moment in time is a crucial point in terms of its turnaround, not least of which is the upcoming privatisation, which continues to be speculated by the end of next year. But you're absolutely right. The job of CEO, when in a company which is 81% owned by the government, could be something of a poison chalice.
Would you buy a bank like RBS now?
I think at this moment in time, you just look at the market consensus of RBS, which is a sell. It's a question of patience and much better opportunities elsewhere in the sector. So it's certainly fallen out of favour even more this morning when it was probably bottom of the table anyway.